So we thought that, to kind of break that barrier, we would start the common table and bring, people who are really moving the needle and making change globally, and also having thought leadership pan-India and globally, to bring them to Chandigarh to localize that effect. So not everybody can travel to get that exposure. So this way, we decided to launch the company here and keep it local, so people can come and have access to that same knowledge and information.
Our goal is, should I start? Our goal is basically to foster mission driven conversations where we create a platform, again, as Bani said, for meaningful dialogues, collaborations, to build a community where people come to Chandigarh to inspire people here. And through their changing stories, people build a holistic community here also. They see the change. They don't, like again Bani said, they don't have to travel outside. We're getting change makers with innovative solutions to Chandigarh, and our vision basically is for social impact and cultural upliftment of people.
Your views?
So I think this is a fabulous undertaking, and I love that when women take responsibility or anyone takes responsibility, I think we are the first learners. So we grow a lot. So the more people that get involved with inspiring others and creating platforms like this where we can exchange our views, be more inclusive of the world perspectives, then it makes us grow and makes us richer. So I'm very happy to be a part of this, and especially to be here for the launch of it.
And we give a special thanks to Leena, because Chandigarh was not on her radar. She was only targeting the metro cities, Calcutta, Mumbai, Delhi, and she came in to be our first change maker for the common table. So it is truly inspiring to see her as a first change maker here.
Chandigarh is a nice city. You've come
Delighted to be here.
Yeah.
Delighted to be here.
Yeah. So,
It's the people who make the city, right? So it's wonderful.
So you've thrown in a few terms like live, alive. Is it a tagline for your organization?
So when I came back, I joined a family NGO. It's actually called Sardarni Kartar Kaur Charitable Organization. It's a trust which was started in 2002 by my father-in-law's father, Mr. late Brigadier Jagir Singh, in memory of his wife. And she wanted to uplift women from minority communities. And here at our center in Molly Jagra, we teach women to stitch and sew for free, and we empower them by giving jobs through Silai Vilai. So Silai Vilai is a venture which I started when we came back, because I realized that these women get the training for free in stitching and sewing, but they don't have a platform to work. So we started Silai Vilai in 2015, where we provide financial opportunities to these women through employment and entrepreneurship. So they can start their own brand, they can work for big organizations, they can start their own businesses. Because a lot of them are from minority communities who get married early, so they don't have any source of income.
So far, how many women must have been trained on this?
So I think we've done more than 8,000 women, because this was started, it's almost been 23 years. So we have a batch of 60 women of every 6 months. So about 100 women graduate a year. And it's made a big difference in the lives of these women. We could see how they become decision makers. They're more confident, because when they come, they have no income. They're very dependent on the family. So our institute, a place in Molly Jagra, is a place where they share their emotions. They talk to people. We provide a space for creativity. So they really learn, and also they grow. They become independent, and they start making a living for themselves and the families.
What is this Breaking Barriers program?
So Breaking Barriers is, so the other logo you see up here is Chima Trust, which has also been doing work with people with disability, especially the visually impaired, in education and uplifting them, providing them a higher education through making audiobooks. So the whole idea of breaking barriers, why we picked that as a theme, is that with the common table, we are filling a gap. We've already been doing that over 20 years, excuse me, with our NGOs that our families started, whether it's bridging the gap in the lack of infrastructure for people with disabilities in India with the visual impairment program, or uplifting women with Silai Vilai. So we thought that the common table would extend further to people who are maybe not considered underprivileged, but also need equal amount of scope to grow in their lives and become entrepreneurs. So that's basically why we picked the theme of breaking barriers. And I think Leena being here and with her launch of Anchor Within was a perfect fit for us because she addresses some of those issues and how people can kind of get over their own fears and get out of their own way to achieve success.
Okay. Leena ma'am, can you tell us something about yourself and your life journey so far?
Sure, absolutely. So the book came later, but I would say my journey started with a lot of success, a lot of achievement, a lot of validation from the external world. I was also living abroad like them, and I'm an American citizen. And so what I realized was that while I was achieving so much success academically, extracurricular, I was winning awards for dancing, etc., and then many more things, I only realized when I came from the US to India that I really was lacking a lot of tools and techniques to be change adaptive, to learn how to maneuver in different situations. Because I was in a cozy home, protective parents, you know, a great school, etc. But then once the changes started coming in, the uncertainty started, kind of creeping into my life, I felt like I fell in an abyss. So while the external validation was there, the inner child was not feeling nurtured. There was no skill set beyond achievement. So I really found myself in a dire space where I couldn't manage. And so I had so much stress and anxiety. I wish at that time someone told me how to manage the mind and emotions, how to, have the tools and processes and procedures, methods to manage that anxiety, to use those obstacles, perceived obstacles, and turn them into opportunities. And so because I struggled, I felt that I must also help people who, through my clients working, over 2 decades, helping them to find signature techniques, helping them evolve themselves, going further than what their perceived obstacles are, expanding their horizon. So achieving these tools, I thought I would document it in a book and start sharing it with people. The techniques that worked. So a lot of my book is about life lessons that we missed learning in school, but also the techniques that support that growth. Because a lot of times we have wisdom and knowledge, but there's no tools to support that growth and moving forward. And so my book aims to help every reader with a lot of tools and techniques, tried and tested over 20 years, to break their own barriers, get out of their own way, and go beyond the imagination. Start asking questions why and be curious rather than accepting the social prescription which keeps us very small.
In the press release there's also the mention of a medical condition.
Sorry, medical?
Medical condition.
Okay, yes.
Which you overcame, and how did you do it?
Yes, well, with stress and anxiety, as we know, and I said I didn't have the tools earlier, a lot of stress and anxiety got manifested in the body, so it's psychosomatic. And then I started developing chronic illnesses like sinus, migraines. But later, now in life, I've developed 3 autoimmunes. One is hypothyroidism, very common with women. One is vitiligo, where the uniformity of the skin breaks,
Yes.
right? And being a former Miss India-America and being raised by Marwadi parents who said, look good, be good, feel good, look pretty, do well, excel academically, and make us proud. So with that in mind, considering I have vitiligo, I feel I have the tools and the wisdom now to handle it. Otherwise, I think I would have got depressed, because a woman is really valued by her appearance and her looks, her demeanor,
Yeah.
much more than, say, men who might be psychologically affected, but they're still valued with their worth in terms of working, their accomplishments, what they've established in life, etc. So, but I think I handle it with grace now, because now it doesn't, and now whether I wear makeup or I don't wear makeup, it's from choice, that freedom of empowerment of choice, rather than need for validation and acceptance. So, the wisdom and tools help me.
Ma'am, on the common table, what are the few other things you have planned out? the coming weeks or months?
So we're thinking that we will start with having about 2 to 3 annual events, and each event will touch upon a different industry and a different theme. But mostly we are going to be working with themes that tie in with social
Impact,
issues and
yeah.
social impact.
And also uplift the community in some way. Because the whole idea we came is because of a shared passion, because of our NGOs. So we definitely want to do something that we give back or, uplift the community in some way.
Right. So entrepreneurs working in sustainability or companies who are interested in, having greater social impact, we can bring speakers from
Yeah.
those companies, whether it's hospitality, arts, architecture. We would love
Wellness.
to,
Yeah.
in health and
Yeah.
wellness. We
Yeah.
want to bring people from all over India to Chandigarh, maybe even globally, and see how we can find speakers and match them up with our community here and have a broader impact.
So what are your background, both of you?
So I am actually a consultant. My background's in global health and development, and I am a consultant. I work in the US as well as here. I also, like Leena, I'm an American citizen, but I decided to come back here about 2 years ago and work in India. I've done a lot of international development work in fundraising, in CSR strategy work, helping companies invest their money efficiently in communities, helping smaller nonprofits grow their budgets so that they can sustain themselves. And I have worked in the arts, in education, in health, just to name a few industries.
I graduated with an accounting and finance degree from the US. I worked there for 8 years. I was a former chartered accountant in the US. It's called Certified Public Accountant. I worked with big companies like Liberty Mutual in Boston. I worked with Morgan Stanley. Then I was a private banker with Credit Suisse in London. So I was a global financial analyst and a chartered accountant. But when I moved to India, I just realized, along with doing a lot of market research and my own personal investments, I realized that we do need to give back to the community. And because we have an NGO, it was very easy for me to join. I decided to join the family NGO and start from there.
So you're coming back to India, nothing to do with Donald Trump.
No, not yet. We came back almost.
before that.
Yeah, much before that. It's,
We had foresight.
yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Women have that sixth sense.
Yeah. So we don't have to. Yeah.
Anything in the entertainment industry?
People who are seeing the shockwaves coming.
Yeah. Every day, more and more.
Anything in the entertainment industry? Are you also looking at film industry or the entertainment industry?
No, I had a chance in my life as a very young teenager. I was 17 years old and I was dancing. In America, when your Indian parents tell you to dance, you play the flute, you do whatever they say. Okay, so you are obedient kids, at least we were. And when my parents said dance, I was dancing and few people saw me. It was just 5 people in that audience at someone's home. And then they said, you have to put your daughter in the pageant. And my dad said, we don't do pageants. We're Marwadi, we don't do pageants. He said, no, it's a wonderful pageant. Anyway, so fast forward, I won that pageant. And because of that, then I got a film offer for Maine Pyar Kiya much earlier and was accepted. And then my parents said, nahi beta, hum nahi karte films. So that was the end of the film business. But I think that we need to just expand our horizons beyond what society prescribes us to be and measures our worth. I think we need to, like these ladies are taking responsibility, we need to know who we are so that we can empower others to reach that high ceiling. And in fact, I would say there's no ceiling. The sky only has to go higher. There is no ceiling. So that we need more people to come forward and take responsibility. And I think that's where I grew the most, when my mentor, Shri Ravi Shankar ji, took me under his wings 22 years ago and helped me to meet myself. Not the external validation, but the person who's inside, and what does it mean to be yourself and authentically meet yourself. Who are you without your labels and your titles and your last name and your sectors? Who are you? Have we explored that? As kids, we were never encouraged to explore our own solitude or individuality. And I think that is where we need to know who are you and what is your passion and what is your true gift you want to share with the world. And I think that's my mission, is to help people wake up and say, you know what, you're not everything else. You're just you. Find out who you are and why you're here on this planet.
गीतांजलि जी, आपने जैसे इनको चुना for the first event, तो उसके पीछे क्या कारण रहा? और लोग tier 2 cities में generally tier 1 cities में इनका organize था काफी कुछ, but she especially is come from there. वो थोड़ा
So I just thought that we saw resilience. There was resilience in our NGOs where women, men have come a long way from to what they were doing to standing on their own feet. And I thought, and the book which Leena has written, Anchor Within, it also shows resilience, what women go through and strive and achieve. In fact, they thrive,
Men and women.
Men and women. So I just feel like the whole resilience concept was in my NGO, in Bani's NGO, where blind people were trained, and she had volunteers who were speaking for them, and they made a success out of their lives. So we wanted to actually bridge the gap between learning to earning, where we thought that this was a great
platform.
yeah.
Also, I don't think I'm meant for only tier 1 cities. Even as a volunteer for the Art of Living, I've gone to Nagapattinam to do relief work during the tsunami. I have gone to Gujarat to teach in a village. I mean, so for me, it's not about the cities it's about what is the need of the hour and where can I make the most impact and how can I be more humane. Because it's not about tier 1 or tier 2. I think that people are really, really nice and warm outside the metros as well. I think there's a lot of compassion and a lot of real-time storytelling, rather than achievement-based criteria.
Right. Balaji, we're going to have more such events, and are you also planning to expand the concept out of the city, maybe take it to some other cities?
Well, I think our basic mission or vision is to keep it localized, and the whole idea is to bring people to Chandigarh and give them that exposure here, and give Chandigarh community the exposure to people from either overseas or pan-India. And hopefully, we expand our reach. But right now, I think we want to keep it pretty local and bring everybody to this city. Yeah.
There are a lot of other organizations working in the industry field, like TIE and other organizations. Do you have any idea in future you might like to tie up with them or work together in collaboration?
So for our launch, we did consider, approaching them, but we decided that we wanted to do an independent launch for now, and then maybe in the future, if our social impact ideas align, then yes, we are very open to partnerships. But like Gitanjali also mentioned, that social aspect has to be there.
And community upliftment for sure. Yeah.
ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਿਨੇਮਾ ਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਰ ਤਾਜ਼ਾ ਅਪਡੇਟਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ www.punjabimania.com ਨਾਲੇ ਨਵੀਆਂ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਦੇਖਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਹਿੱਟ ਕਰੋ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਬਟਨ। ਰੱਬ ਰਾਖਾ।